Hey y'all, welcome to Power Wash Simulator. Coming at you live, not live, coming at you from the past. What's up? You know how YouTube works. A few things up front. My name is Kirian. I am streaming from a living room. I don't have a choice about where to stream from, so I know the sound audio isn't great, and I know the backdrop looks like shit because we're currently moving and everything is in boxes. I think that covers everything up front. I think that covers everything up front. So, let me just, I don't know, play some game. Now, alright, we are in the game. There's the merry-go-round I cleaned last time. I don't remember seeing this there, but hey. And we're in this game, we're playing Power Wash Simulator. The reason being because, one, I'm still configuring my recording settings, and the other reason being that it's something that I can kind of talk while I play. I do have other game ideas for stuff I want to do, but I want to make sure that the quality is as good as I can get it. So I know that the quality kind of sucks right now. I'm doing my best. And if anybody is watching this, shout out. This goes out to my one subscriber. You've been here since, like, I don't know, 2021. And I'm still not totally sure why you subscribed, but I appreciate you, and I respect the fact that you did subscribe. Because I, up until this point, have had 0 videos on my channel. Let's see if we can change that. So, we're gonna get this thing cleaned, and I reckon I'll tell you a little bit about me. I go by Willow or Kirian online. Some people have occasionally known me as Rose. If you know that handle, who are you? How did you get here? Anyways, cutting is about the only thing I know how to do in DaVinci so far, but I'm willing to figure out the rest. And that's kind of my motto for life and this whole content creation thing in general. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm willing to figure it out. So, much like this dirty piece of machinery, we will figure it out. Now, I like to clean top to bottom because that is what she said. Also what he said. And also because if you were actually power washing something, that's how you'd want to clean it, is top to bottom, because otherwise you're just washing dirt down onto the stuff you've already cleaned, and that's no good. So I'm just going to I swear the person in this game, like the main character, the person that you are, doesn't know how to climb a ladder to save their own life, and it's a problem. Ting. So satisfying when it tings. Ting. Come here, ting. 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 God, I love that. So, I was saying this in a recording that shall not be posted because it sounds like there are 2 of me in the recording. That's a problem. I was saying I like Power Wash Simulator because it's one of those things where you can just come in here and you can get something clean. And as you can see, you might think that that's not something that I care very much about because I'm currently in a very cluttered place. But the truth is, I care very much about having a space that is tidy and functional, or at the very least functional. Tidy I may never have truly been in my life, but functional I prefer when and where possible. And I will say one thing about my current setup. It may not be much, but clearly it is functional. And I'm not totally satisfied with the camera setup and the sound quality and such forth and have you, but what I learned from Unis Honest is that you should do something even if it's not perfect, and it might just turn out to surprise you. So you will hear me talk about stuff like this a lot because it's on my mind a lot. I learned a lot during the year that shall not be named. And as for why it's taken me a consecutive 4 years to even get started, don't ask questions. Why would I tell you that? You want me to, you want to hear about my whole life on day one? Well, I suppose you can if you want. There's not much to tell. I grew up in Virginia. I'm currently in the process of trying to... Your technique is excellent. Thank you. Thank you. I'm currently in the process of trying to expand my creative endeavors as opposed to purely working subsistence level wages, which I am still doing. And I guess we could start with some basics. Carrie-Ann Harper is my pen name. I am a writer. I am also a gamer, clearly. And what do you need to start a YouTube channel? Basically 2 things, right? One thing to do and one thing to talk about. So we could talk about my writing, but this guy is rating me. Knowledge of apertures, 9 out of 10. Soap discretion, 8.5 out of 10. I barely use soap. Is that what he means? Is he telling me to use more soap? Is this man telling me to use more soap? Sir, it feels slightly inappropriate. And where was I? What do you even need for basic introductions for a YouTuber anyway, right? I considered doing commentary YouTube, and then I realized, man, those people sure put in a decent bit of work when it comes to editing, and I still don't even know how to edit beyond the very, very basics. So I will learn from gaming, and I will go from there. The tagline on my channel is whatever I'm learning how to do at the time, and that is very true. Whatever I happen to be working on is what I will be posting content about. You know, so sometimes it's art, it might be reading, it might be anything else I happen to be working on at the time. And I'm sure that's very riveting for anybody who's coming in for the first time. But hey, I'm doing this for me, so, you know, get power washed. Because I'm sure we could all use a good power washing. Actually, no, that seems like it would be very unpleasant. Welp, I'm dead. Welp, I'm dead. So, if anything, I hope that this channel can just serve as a vision for people who are also starting out. It doesn't have to be beautiful. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're all just humans in meaty, electrified flesh sacks. I had a friend describe it very well earlier today, where our brains are all just soggy, electrified pieces of bacon floating around in pools of saline. And I think that's beautiful. So I don't think I can get too much more from this angle. Oh, it's like this person doesn't even know how to stand. Same though. Genuinely though, same. Alright. We are almost at 50%. I probably will stop at 50%, if only so that I can go back and check the quality of all of this, and maybe even start editing some of it. I keep reminding myself that this is actually work, but the work comes later. The work is the editing. I don't have an editor. You know, to my probable single viewer, to my single subscriber, I mean, I don't know why you're here. I really don't. I don't even have an editor. It doesn't mean I'm not going to edit. I have seen people upload just, like, obviously there's VODs and stuff, and people like to watch VODs, and I'm not dissing that. But as far as, like, YouTube content goes, I feel like at least a minimum of editing really helps a lot, because you don't want to sit there and listen to every single and ah, I imagine. Could be wrong. You know, when I'm watching YouTube, I'm either doing 5 other things in the meantime, or I'm watching for the editing, really. Because I've got to be honest with y'all, no one is pretty enough to hold my attention for longer than like 5 seconds when they start talking. It's not a diss on anybody, because even objectively attractive people bore me if I don't have at least 5 other things going on. I blame my brain. I will not be accepting criticism at this time. See, now, this is such a tricky little... It's got all these tricky little corners. This is they start you off and it's like deceptively easy up at the top, and you're like, ooh, this is going to be nice and straightforward. It is not. This is not nice and straightforward. This is complicated. Why am I not using my extension? Ooh, ding ding. Ding. This is gonna be a finicky one to finish, I can tell already. It's gonna have lots of little spots that get missed. But that's part of the beauty of Power Wash Simulator, isn't it? The little spots that take you forever to finish up at the end and aren't frustrating at all. They're not frustrating at all. I'm fine. I'm not getting frustrated in anticipation of being frustrated. That would be silly. That would be like worrying about things that haven't happened yet. That would be like worrying about things twice, both before they happen and when they happen. That would be absurd. Who would do that? It's me. I would do that. I do that constantly. Oh, now I'm stuck. Oh. Now, they only gave me this, so I assume I'm supposed to be able to reach everything using the long extension. But I just am not totally sure how. It seems a little bullshit. They didn't even give me any extension ladders. But yeah, so I like to come in here when things feel like they're too much, and I like to just come in here and point a power washer at some things and clean them. It's very soothing. It can be frustrating too, and when I get frustrated I put the game down, because I'm here for a good time, not a hard time. But there's value in knowing that even the difficult, finicky bits are necessary to finish a project. That's something that I struggle with, is finishing projects. I can start projects just fine, but finishing? Well, it's harder than it looks. You know, you look at content creators and they make it look very straightforward. And it's not. You have to motivate yourself the entire way through. You have to set your own schedules. There's nobody standing next to you saying, oh, you better get this done. That voice comes from entirely within. And you're just kind of there like, well, I better get this done if anybody, because nobody else is going to do it for me. But then you have these like finicky little places. But yeah, just remembering that if you want something done, it's not that you necessarily have to do it all yourself. You can collaborate, you can work with people, but if you want to start something like YouTube, at the end of the day, you have only yourself to rely on, especially getting going. And you just kind of have to learn how to do the things, unless you happen to be lucky enough to start out with an excess of resources to pay editors and the like, which I don't. I don't have those. And I feel like people like me are, I don't want to say necessarily important to the platform, but I don't think that I'm unimportant to the platform. People who are just doing their best are valuable too. And I hate that I don't have a cleaner or a better sounding or a better looking setup, but if I let that stop me forever, I will never get started. And that in truth is why I never have. But no time like the present to fulfill a past you's wish. And on that note, I will be signing off for now. I'm gonna go edit this and see how it looks, and I'm going to tell myself it's not going to be perfect this time around, and that's okay. Well, I think I'm going to call this one here. I appreciate y'all for watching, and I hope to see you literally ever, because right now you're probably like one person who's like, wow, this person actually uploaded. Can you tell I'm new here? I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Have a good night. Bye, y'all.